All right, so you're a beer league hockey player and it's 2023 and you're trying to figure out how to get yourself in better shape. Now, listen, you're not a pro athlete, you're not someone that's necessarily looking to be in like top elite shape, but would it be nice to drop a few pounds, get a little faster on the ice and not get injured? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna give you just some three basic tips that you can do to just start off, just get yourself going. So the first thing is just that keep it simple, keep it basic with how often you're going to the gym. A lot of people want to jump right into the gym and they want to try to go 4, 5, 6 times a week because they want to accelerate their potential, and just like get after it right away. That's fine if you can commit to it, but the most important thing with your fitness and your workout is going to be your consistency. And when you are first getting back into it or just starting for the first time, going that often is not only a little overwhelming, it's also going to be a little harder to recover from. Think about when you first started playing hockey, especially for those who didn't start playing hockey until you were an adult. Those first few skates, right? You were wrecked afterwards. Imagine someone telling you, like, yeah, if you're going to play hockey, you got to play like 4 or 5 times a week. You have that first skate, your feet are killing you, you're soaked in sweat, you smell like shit, and all of a sudden you're just like, I can't keep this up for 4 or 5 times a week. Now, for a lot of you who've been playing for years and months, you're thinking like, yeah, that's no problem. Get me on the rink as many times as I can. But it takes time to build that love for it and that consistency and understand that you can handle it. So treat the gym the same way. Don't overcommit. Try to go 2, 3 times a week and keep it to full body workouts. The reason why this is important is that you want to try to hit every major muscle group twice per week. And so you can do that in 2 or 3 workouts would probably be better, but even 2 is totally fine to do. So when you do that, I put an example here of how you can handle that. You want to hit your core movement patterns. You want to do like multi-jointed exercises like a squat, hinge, dumbbell bench press, push up, some sort of row, pulling motion, those sorts of things. And you want to superset them. So if you're going to do total body, I like to do it where, let's say we do dumbbell deadlift, and then we're going to go right into doing a shoulder press. And then we might do, if you're feeling up to it, you can do an accessory exercise like a plank or some sort of cardio, or if you want to hit some curls or whatever it may be, like a single jointed, easier movement right after you do 2 or 3 workout or exercises in a row. Take a break, repeat that for 3 rounds, and then go to your next one. So then the next one we're going to do is maybe a step up or a reverse lunge, and then we're going to superset that with some sort of row or pull up or some sort of pulling movement. When you do that, you can be really efficient in the gym where you can get your workouts in like 45 minutes to no more than an hour. You're hitting all your major movements. You're going to get stronger and you're going to build those habits. And the important thing also when you're doing these total body workouts, if you're, again, just starting off, or you're someone that's been out of the gym for a while and you're just getting back into it, make sure you're doing higher rep ranges. So I'd say 10 to 15 reps roughly. Now, as you progress, you probably want to lower that and focus on building strength, especially if you're someone that wants to build muscle, maybe going a little bit less and really pushing yourself close to failure. But your first few weeks, start with higher reps because it's going to do a couple of things. Most importantly, it's going to help strengthen your connective tissues, your tendons and ligaments. There's been a lot of studies showing that higher rep ranges really help build and strengthen us up. And that's something that's really important for us as hockey players with like our knees, hips, shoulders, all that stuff, that we want to make sure that it's going to be protected and not get injured. So keep higher reps because of that. The other reason is that it just gives you more practice with the movement. So it's really important to make sure that you get good form. So let's say if you're doing, shoulder press and you're going too heavy and you're trying to like kind of crank it out, like that's gonna be bad form because you're trying to go too heavy, for like 5 or 6 reps. Go a little bit lighter weight, go more 10 to 15 reps, full range of motion all the way up, all the way down, controlling the weight. That's going to give you better overall movement mechanics because you're able to practice it more. So 10 to 15 reps, supersetting your core movements. Start with just 2 or 3 times a week and you're going to be set. That's going to take care of you for right now from a fitness standpoint. Now, nutritionally, again, a lot of times people try to go all in too soon. I will touch more on details with this type of stuff and later on in the series. But for right now, understand a couple of things. There's no such thing as good or bad food. There's healthy and unhealthy diets, but even yes, there's certain foods that are more nutritionally dense. Like, is eating a pound of broccoli going to have more benefit for you than eating a pound of potato chips? Sure. But inherently, it's all about balance. And again, we'll go into more detail, but don't try to cut out something you absolutely love just like right away. What I start doing is, instead of trying to think about subtracting, adding in. So what I mean by that is add in more protein. Reason being, as you're doing more fitness, you're going to need the protein to help rebuild the muscle. So you need what's called muscle protein synthesis. And so you need adequate protein in order for that to happen to build that lean muscle tissue. So a good rule of thumb is try to get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Now, this is going to kind of depend on what your potential obesity level might be. Because if you're someone that's 100 pounds overweight, where you're 250, 300 pounds, getting 250 to 300 grams of protein might be kind of tough. But relatively speaking, for most people, it's a pretty safe place to go to. You really can't have too much protein. They've done studies of like people having like 1,000 grams of protein, like absurd amounts, and having no ill effects on kidneys, livers, that sort of thing. So a lot of people will try to fearmonger you into thinking it's not true. Some of your best protein sources, I actually really like lean beef. There's a lot of micronutrients in that. Chicken's good as well. Ground turkey, fish, that sort of thing. If you're vegan, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're getting from multiple sources if you're vegan, because you need to get your total amino acid profile. Again, we can go into more detail on this in like a different video, but that's what you want to target as far as nutrition goes, is just focus right now on getting in the protein. My recommendation is for your meals, if you're thinking about you're eating, for most people, if you're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, 3 meals a day, 7 times a week, 18 out of 21 of those, make it a lean protein source and veggies. And stick to that as just mostly it. I'm not saying to cut out carbs. I love carbs. Carbs are important, especially if you're playing hockey. It's a good fuel source for your activity. But if you're like trying to figure out like, okay, where can I cut or where can I reduce my calories? Because it's all about the energy balance, right? Of how many calories you're taking in, how many calories are going out. It really is that simple. It's not that easy. There's so many different things that can go into that, but energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So if you are consuming more energy than you are producing or expending, then it's going to get stored. So we got to really find that balance. But again, don't kill yourself right now doing it. Just try to get good amount of fruits and vegetables in your diet and try to focus on getting that protein in, because it's going to help, like I said, with that muscle protein synthesis. The other thing is that protein is the most satiating of all of the macronutrients. So it's going to keep you feeling fuller when you have a higher protein diet, which means that you're less likely to overconsume other things. Now, you're probably thinking, well, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to get healthier. Can I drink beer? Yes, it's my last tip for you. You can still drink beer. The thing with beer you have to understand is that if you are someone that's going to count macros, alcohol is actually a macronutrient, but you'll never see it appear on an app for the most part. So, if you say you have like a White Claw, it's going to be like 5 grams of carbs. Well, 5 grams of carbs would only be 20 calories, when those things really actually have 100 calories in them. Now, the reason there's that disparity is because alcohol itself is a macronutrient. So make sure you're still accounting for the total calories you're having if you are drinking. The other thing to understand is that your body will prioritize metabolizing the alcohol first, because it's technically a poison or toxin to your body. So you will not be like so it doesn't prioritize metabolizing like your other foods that you're having if you have a buildup of alcohol in your bloodstream. So that's why it's important. You don't want to really overconsume it. So once you have like over 2, like that really can start to slow down. It also, if you are drinking heavily at night, because your liver is working so hard to get those toxins and everything out, it can affect your sleep, and that can affect a lot of things with your health. So if your liver is working to produce, your core body temperature is raised, and even if though you might sleep for a long time when you've been drinking, you don't get good deep sleep, and so your recovery is terrible. So keep that in mind. Also, when we overconsume alcohol, we tend to overconsume other things because we're not as coherent as far as like what we're having, or mindful of like what we should or shouldn't be, consuming. Again, I don't mind if you have, chips and drinks and snacks and, things here and there, but it's in moderation. The thing is, we don't do moderation very well when we're intoxicated. So keep that in mind. So still enjoy your beer. I still enjoy mine, but moderation, be aware of how much you're having and also the decisions you're making when you are having it. So that's kind of my basic structure for getting yourself set up. 2 to 3 total body workouts, higher rep ranges, 10 to 15 reps. Start making sure you're getting enough protein in your diet. And if you're going to be drinking your beer, just be mindful of how much you're having. So 3 basic things just for you to start off with. Just do that for 4 weeks, see how you progress, and then start adding other things. And I'll continue this series to give you guys more tips. But cheers to hockey. Happy 2023. And comment, let me know if you got any other questions, suggestions you'd like to see for videos. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing these videos weekly to help you guys out. And yeah, and just give me some more ideas what you'd like to see for content if I can help you out. Again, you can drop a comment, below on questions you have. I am offering online coaching. If you want something a little bit more direct, so it's really going to be specific towards your goals and everything like that, let me know. Otherwise, cheers.